I'm here at Kent International Jamboree this week to talk about a new resource that we've developed to learn all about refugees. And it's come about really because we've been asked by a lot of leaders how Scouts can help with the current refugee crisis. What can Scouts do? How can Scouts best be of use to this situation? So it very much came out of a request from leaders and a desire from young people to make a difference. So we developed a resource which basically supports leaders and young leaders to run activities in their sections which are fun and engaging to learn all about refugees. And then as with the Community Impact Badge, once you've learned about the issue, then you're in a much better position to really know about how you can help that issue as well. So some of the activities we're running here at Kent International Jamboree this week as well. So we've got one which is kind of like a simulation game, and that's exploring about what it feels like to be a refugee, what you have to consider if you have to leave your house in the middle of the night, you're unsafe, you have to find a new country to live in, a safe place to live. What might you take with you? So some of the things in the suitcase, we've got teddy bears, we've got a smartphone, charger, and raincoat and things like that. So it's been really interesting to see what young people have chosen out of this suitcase and what their priorities might be. And sometimes the most important thing that you can have with you is something that makes you feel safe, makes you remind you of home. So sometimes a teddy bear is the most important thing. The other thing that we've also got in the resource pack is an activity exploring some of the famous people that are refugees. And one of these activities is really useful to show that to young people that absolutely anybody could be a refugee. So famous singer Rita Ora, she was a refugee from Kosovo. Also Albert Einstein was a refugee during the Second World War. So this just hammers it home that you don't have to be from a specific country, you don't have to be from a specific background. Anybody at any time could face this difficult situation and be a refugee. So that's what's in the activity pack. And then it explores what we could do as Scouts to help this situation. So it's not always the same thing that needs to be done at all times. It's something that needs to be considered and thought out. And a little bit of inspiration in the back of the pack also looks at what Scouts all over Europe are currently doing to help refugees. So we've got a map here and it shows what Scouts in Greece are doing. So they're actually helping refugees that are arriving on boats on the islands of Lesbos and Kos. They're actually helping them to get off the boats and find shelter and register and things like that. But they're also just doing something simple like playing scouting games with them. Because if you imagine you've gone through a lot of stress, a lot of unrest, actually having something fun to do, something to forget about all the troubles that you're going through might be really nice. And that's something that we could do as Scouts in the UK, is to explore who's living in our community. Are there any refugees in our community? Could we reach out to them and welcome them into Scouting just by playing a few games, by welcoming them into our Scout hut, and by talking to them about Scouting, what we do, and having a bit of fun. So that's the resource really. It's nice, short and sweet, few activities. All of the activities have been developed in partnership with other charities as well. So we haven't reinvented the wheel. We've worked with charities like Oxfam and CAVOD and also Refugee Week 2017 to get out the activities that are already really good and that young people are already really interested in. Completing the activity pack can also serve lots of different purposes. And that's about it really. The resource is available on Scouts' website, so scouts.org.uk /international. And if you look at the global programme section, you'll find the Refugee Response resource there. And we'd love to hear from you as well. So if you are doing anything that is in this topic, you're exploring how you can help refugees, you're learning about them, or you are already engaging with refugees in your local community, then do let us know. So pop us an email at international@scouts.org.uk and tell us what you're up to, because we're really keen to hear about it. And we know that there's already some really great stuff happening, and yeah, we'd love to hear all about it and publicise it a bit more. All right, I think that's about it really. Are there any questions at all?
Are there any Scout troops out there that you've actually trialled it with outside of the Jamboree yet?
Alright, so Kent's very lucky because this resource just came out during Refugee Week in June, at the end of June. And so Kent Scouts are some of the first Scouts that have trialled this resource. And we're trialling it this week with some of the explorers from the Swing Dutch Explorer Unit. And some of them are going to be running some of these activities with young people this week and seeing how they find it, seeing how it goes for them. So yeah, and then we're going to be going to West Sussex as well next week and trialling it with them. And yeah, seeing how that goes, because hopefully what we're exploring as well is that if Explorer Scouts are happy to deliver some of these activities, maybe that might be a better way to explore the topic. Maybe they have a little less inhibitions in terms of exploring these issues and things like that. So that's one of the great ways of yeah, seeing if we can have a peer-led approach to this. Okay.
We'll do one more. David, you got a question. Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay. So I can see that you've got printed copies there. Is there a PDF version available that they can just download as a group? Yeah.
Yeah, so the resource is available on scouts.org.uk/international, and then the global programme bit, and that's a PDF that you can download.
So you mentioned about letting you know what's happening. Is there any way of kind of capturing that in a blog or something that can be shared with the rest of the association?
That would be a great idea, yeah. So we do have some examples already of what groups are doing, and the more that we get through, then we'd love to create a blog to show what Scouts are doing. So the more examples that we get through, the more we'll be able to create a blog and then promote it. And we've during Refugee Week, we spoke to a number of kind of national newspapers about this resource and things like that, and they were really, really excited to hear what Scouts were doing or what Scouts wanted to do. So they said, as soon as we've got some good examples of what Scouts are doing, how they're connecting with refugees in their local community, then they're quite keen to kind of publicise it a bit more. So the more stories we hear about, the more we'll be able to kind of promote what great work Scouting is doing.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.